come back to the agenda of our regular business meeting. We'll move to our first item is our invocation and reflection, and Commissioner Wheeler will lead us in that this evening.
Thank you. This evening, it's more of a reflection than an invocation, so I don't feel the need for anybody to stand. Let us begin by acknowledging the importance of this gathering, and may we strive to create a space where everyone feels valued and heard. May we approach the tasks at hand with open minds and hearts, and seek to understand and learn from one another.
All right, we'll move to item 3. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Commissioner DeLue?
Here.
Commissioner Gisler?
Here.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Hepler?
Here.
Commissioner Mazer?
Here.
Commissioner Morales?
Present.
Commissioner Ray?
Present.
Chair Strips?
Here.
Vice Chair Taylor?
Here.
Commissioner Wheeler?
Here.
9 present.
Thank you. All right, we'll move to item 4, which is opportunity for proclamations. We have none this evening. We'll go to item 5, communications. We are in acceptance of item 2025-1694, notice of public hearing on the B Neighborhood Enterprise Zone. Item 26-199, a letter from Jessica and Dan Eberstein regarding sewer billing dispute with Charleston Township. 26-208, an Ingham County resolution number 25-592 on urging transparency and a comprehensive regulatory framework on local data center development. 26-209, a Genesee County resolution number 25-2872 in recognition of January 20th, 26th as a National Day of Racial Healing, Genesee County. And 26-210, Genesee County Resolution 2025-2752, recognizing January 19th as Martin Luther King Jr. Day. My papers are sticking. Oh, that was all of them. Thank you. Any other communications from the board? Seeing none. Let's go to item 6, approval of our minutes, and entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the January 6th, 2026 Board of Commissioner organizational meeting minutes and that's it. I support it.
Thank you. Motion is made by Vice Chair Taylor, supported by Vice Chair Pro Tem Hepler. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Let's go to item 7 for approval of the agenda.
Chair, make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion is made by Vice Chair Pro Tem Hepler, supported by Commissioner Wheeler for the approval of the agenda as presented. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Item 8 is for presentations. We have no additional at this session. Item 9 for public hearings. There are none this evening. Item 10 is our first opportunity in this session for public comment. Again, public comment can be made in person or on the phone by calling 855-925-2801 and entering meeting code 10748 and then pressing *3 to join the queue. If you wish to speak during both public comment periods, you must press *3 again at any time after the first public comment period has ended. Now is your first opportunity to address the board for up to 3 minutes in a professional and respectful manner on any topic. Once you're recognized, please share your name and where you're from. Do we have anyone in chambers wishing to make a public comment? All right, I am seeing none. Administrator, do we have anyone online? Thank you so much. All right, with that, we will close our first public comment and we will move to item 11, our consent agenda. And entertain a motion.
I move that the consent agenda items be voted on at one time by a roll call vote and be considered as a consent agenda by the board.
Motion is made by Commissioner Wheeler and supported by Vice Chair Taylor for approval of the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Commissioner Gisler,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Hepler,
Yes.
Commissioner Mazer,
Yes.
Commissioner Morales.
Yeah.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Chair Strips,
Yes.
Vice Chair Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Wheeler,
Yeah.
Commissioner DeLuke.
Yes.
9 yes.
Thank you. It's approval of the consent agenda. I'm gonna go back. We need to resolve procedurally our closed session. I'd entertain a motion for the approval of our second closed session minutes.
So moved.
Motion made by Vice Chair Taylor, supported by Commissioner Morales. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Council, we had re-entered a closed session and came back from recess. Do we need to take any other procedural steps on closed session beyond approval of the minutes?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Just confirming. My
Yes.
apologies and thank you. All right. All right, we have moved to approval of the consent agenda. We'll go on to item 12, unfinished business and general orders. There are none. And then now to item 13, we have a number of non-consent items before us. The first is item 2025-1696. Entertain a motion for a request of approval of and signature on a letter of agreement, Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office and the Office Deputies Association.
So moved. Support.
So motion made by Vice Chair Taylor, supported by Vice Chair Pro Tem Hepler. Is there further discussion? Right. Seeing none, clerk, will you call a roll, please?
Vice Chair Pro Tem Hepler,
Yes.
Commissioner Mazer,
Yes.
Commissioner Morales,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
No.
Chair Strips,
Yes.
Vice Chair Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Wheeler,
Yes.
Commissioner DeLuke,
Yes.
Commissioner Gisler.
Yes.
8 yes, 1 no.
Thank you. That motion carries. All right, next we'll go to item 2025-1660. This is request for approval of an allocation from the 2026 housing millage for existing permanent supportive housing programs that were previously funded through the Housing and Urban Development Continuum of Care Grant. I'd entertain a motion for its approval.
Support.
You moved. Motion was made by Commissioner Morales, supported by Vice Chair Pro Tem Hepler. We'll open for discussion. So at this time, we do have some representatives from ISK who have joined us in the audience. I'd welcome you forward if you wanted to share any information. Thank you and welcome.
Hi, I'm Tammy Natho from ISK. I'm housing supervisor there, and I help a lot of different folks who are formerly experiencing homelessness in the program that you guys are supporting today. And we just want to thank you so much. This is going to keep them housed. It's going to provide them peace of mind and just give us a little extra time as we navigate all of what we're going through right now. So thank you so much on behalf of ISK and all of our clients. So thank you.
Thank you as well, Tammy, and please come forward. Director Patton, welcome.
Thank you, Jeff Patton, CEO of Integrated Services of Kalamazoo, and your vote is welcome tonight. You can't just go outside and just, many people are just suffering, and your affirmative vote tonight to approve these funds will certainly take us a long way throughout the year. We're not out of the woods yet. We don't know what the permanent HUD funding decision is going to be. I understand it's in litigation. But this certainly will take us to the end of this calendar year, and we're very appreciative of your vote in favor of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you as well. I just want to articulate my appreciation to all the professionals at ISK for the work that you're doing. Our permanent supportive housing program has, received bipartisan support and federal funding for over 40 years. It is certainly distressing to see that stabilizing funding at risk, and I'm glad that we've been able to pivot and ensure that we stabilize that and the work that you're doing at ISK. But these are, very complex individuals with sophisticated needs, and we've got great professionals working on behalf of our public mental health system, and we're grateful to that. Happy to support. Any further dialogue? Vice Chair.
And this is for years 2026, correct? And we'll know based on what happens with HUD and everything else in 2027, right? Okay, yeah, I'm good and supportive of this. We knew this was coming. We knew this was coming a year ago, and this is just the first big one to hit. And happy to I think we need to, I've said it before, locally, we need to fill the gaps. And that's what we're doing here.
Timely at this time when it becomes so clear how distressing and life-threatening housing instability can be for individuals. All right, with that, clerk, will you please call the roll?
Commissioner Mazer,
Yes.
Commissioner Morales,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Chair Streps,
Yes.
Vice Chair Taylor,
Yes.
Commissioner Wheeler,
Yes.
Commissioner DeLu,
Yes.
Commissioner Gisler,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Hepler.
Yes.
9 yes.
Excellent, that motion carries. Thank you. All right, we'll go next to item 2025-1658. This is a request for approval of the recommendation from the Housing Ad Hoc Committee on remaining housing millage application multifamily category for 2025, 2026, and 2027 housing millage budgets. Vice Chair Pro Tem.
I'll make a motion to approve the 25-1658.
Motion made by Vice Chair Pro Tem Hepler, support by Commissioner Ray. Discussion. Vice Chair.
This is a huge dollar amount. It's millions of dollars. At least warrant some discussion. I want to thank the ad hoc committee from the housing group for putting this together, because we've got the expertise on that front that serves on that ad hoc committee. So I appreciate that. I'm excited to know, to see that, this is just a small amount of money that's leveraged from a lot of different sources. But I mean, I'm really hopeful of, or excited about the Bogan development beyond Burdick. I think that has the potential to really be transformational in that neighborhood. So that was probably one of the ones that I was most excited about. But there's a lot of other good things in here too. So good work. Thank you very much for the ad hoc committee that made these recommendations. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Commissioner Morales.
Same sentiments as Vice Chair. Congratulations, and I'm just happy to see that our partners are collaborating to make sure that we have enough housing units for our county. Special shout out to Beyond Burdick. I think it's a cool name and fitting, but I'm excited more about getting District 1 built back up the way it should be and helping our community. So thank you.
Thank you. I also want to thank the professionals in our housing department as well for the assistance that provided to us on the ad hoc committee. This, we were strategic with the way that we leveraged our funding here, and I appreciate Bogan Development's flexibility and sort of the time frame that we allocated funding across a number of exciting developments. Also to AVB for presenting a few more deeply affordable units within the development that they provided are more deeply affordable. There still is significant challenges in our housing market, but we continue to leverage resources and spur development. Both of these will sort of reshape the way our core community looks and feels. And very exciting to see some of the renderings on these projects, the multi-purpose, the commercial space that will be involved, affordable components, collaboration also with local employers on development. So all in all, exciting work, and we're happy to support and be part of that. All right, nothing further? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Congratulations. All right, we'll move forward to our final item. We have a request for approval and signature to amend the ARPA agreement to the Land Bank Authority to authorize the sale of the East Side Condo unit to a buyer making 144% of AMI. So I'll provide a little bit of detail here. So, I'm sorry, yes, thank you.
Support.
Motion is made by Commissioner Ray for adoption, supported by Vice Chair Taylor, and now we'll open discussion. So this development has some income constraints upon it. One of the units at 120% of AMI. We had an applicant come forward. There's been some difficulty in getting these sold, and my understanding, the initial applicant came forward with an income at the time at 121%. Subsequently, before finalization, they received a raise at work, and they are now making 144% of the area median income. This helped, there is a structures in place that sort of cannot move forward until they begin to sell some of the units. Administrators, or additional detail that you want to provide to assist the board here?
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. I would actually rather invite up Executive Director Zach Bauer, if you wouldn't mind, to share more details if needed.
Absolutely. Mr. Bauer, will you join us? Thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you, Chair. We'll just hop in. So as you know, this is the East Side Condo project was a development that embodied a lot of best practices very early in the development of the East Side, and that included multifamily development. It included a shared equity model here, condominiums, and so introducing these new concepts into an emerging middle class neighborhood has presented some struggles. And so what we have done strategically is develop some outgoing relationships with the Kalamazoo Promise to try to attract educators and folks working in our school system. But unfortunately, those initiatives haven't taken root yet. And so in lieu of that, we've had this proposal or this offer to purchase, which is an exciting opportunity for a young person who was working, got a promotion, is now going to be in our community and has the opportunity to have their first home here. But unfortunately, they're just outside of some of our income restrictions. And so we're here to ask you to reconsider this situation. So this person can call Kalamazoo their home. And I don't want to divulge too much because this is supposed to be an arm's length transaction, but it's an exciting individual to have here in our community, and this individual will be doing good work to better our community as well.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? We're just asking for, I'm seeing two, so Commissioner Morales and Vice Chair. Commissioner.
Not necessarily a question, but I would treat this just as anybody else in the AMI who may have fallen over the limit by 1%, when they're in a lower income category, that disqualifies them. But if this is to bring especially educators in, as we know there's a decline in educators and they're leaving the workforce, then I would definitely support, as an educator, this effort.
And Chair, may I clarify?
Yes, please.
So this individual is not moving here to be an educator. we are starting a program to help educators.
pull back.
No. I just don't want you to take a vote and then be like, that Zach Bauer lied to me.
Well,
So, you know.
no, it's all good. So, okay. Still, 1%. I'm like, come on. So.
Vice Chair.
Yeah, I'm in full support of this. We need to get these units sold at least 50% so that we can start amending, or they can start amending we need to get this one and then one more sold, and then the last three will sell much quicker.
Yeah.
Commissioner Gisler.
Thank you, Chair. Good to see you, Zach.
Nice to see you, Commissioner Gisler.
And I guess I got a couple of questions. They're related. To go from 121% to 144% in a year, that's a pretty nice increase. So can you tell me when the dust settles, where they work?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll even put a referral in for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. That'll do.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. All right, anything further, commissioners? All right, Mr. Bauer, thank you so much, Zach. We appreciate you. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of amending this contract signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that motion carries. That brings us through our non-consent items. We'll move back to item 14, our final opportunity for public comment. As stated before, members can speak in person or may dial into the number previously stated online. Once you're recognized, please share your name and where you're from. Welcome.
Good evening, Honorable Chair, Vice Chair Pro Tem, Board of Commissioners. My name is Mary Balkema. I would like to thank you for allocating money to the very important projects. We have also leveraged up city money with the AVB Cedar Street project and BN Burdick. Our partners are in the audience, and so we'd like to thank the subcommittee for their deliberations and to moving these projects forward. So as you know, AVB has started with a demo, and BN Burdick is hopefully going to break ground this year as well. So I'd like to recognize our partners in the audience and also thank you for your approval of our items.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to make public comment? Welcome.
Good evening. I'm Kurt Artemoff from AVB. Just wanted to briefly say thank you for the support for the project that we're working on Cedar Street in downtown Kalamazoo. We've been working on this for a number of years. It's a complicated site. There's a contaminated municipal building that's on the site that's been there for about 21 years. So we will see that transition to new housing and continue to reshape that block. I think as Chair Streps mentioned, this is potentially continuing some of that momentum that we've seen on the south end of downtown, and hope to see it come to fruition soon. And we have started with demolition, and we'll be moving forward over the next couple of months with additional work on the site. Also design work we're deep into that process, and should see new construction starting hopefully yet this year. So appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, and Board of Commissioners. Really overjoyed by your continued partnership and the housing staff here, led by Mary and Willa, of really trying to find creative ways to service the projects at hand. And again, we're really grateful. We're grateful for our partnership with Bronson Hospital, who has, invested in our community in other ways, but now is investing in housing to make sure that their employee base has a place to call home. So thank you guys, really appreciate it, and see you at the groundbreaking soon.
Thank you. Or to tell sometimes people are moving or coming for comment. Is there anyone else wishing to make public comment? All right, seeing none. Administrator, is there anyone online? Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. now come to the wind down end of the show here. So officers, report from officers, bodies, administrator, and controller. Thank you to our commissioners, administration. You know, sometimes we find complex issues in front of us. Sometimes solutions and collaborations are easy. Sometimes they become complex. But I'm just very grateful for the set of professionals that we have across all of county department working through those together, working diligently to the best of their abilities and to high ethical standards to move the ball forward for our community. That's what we're all called to do. There's so many examples of how government doesn't function that way. And staying committed to values of mutual respect, trust, guidance, and commitment to community have to remain foundational. We've got to remember that in a time when trust is, you know, being shaken left and right in our community, that we be models of how trust is built instead, how integrity is upheld instead. I've had a lot of suffering and brutality that we're witnessing across our nation. And those are deep concerns. And I pray every day that we find our way through this. But we cannot minimize the thought that it really takes all of us to get through that. There is not an easy solution to the place our nation finds ourselves in. There is not a vote that solves it. It takes a commitment and a reorganization from all of us. My condolences to Miss Good's family in Minneapolis and the grieving community there. I am thankful that we remain safe. I hope that that continues, but escalation of enforcement of immigration will continue to ramp up. They are excessively funded and recruited with woefully trained individuals that really shake the foundation of the trust with all of the law enforcement community, and that's a huge detriment to everyone. So we're going to work through that locally, and I look forward to the continuing discussions. Also, we've had lots of talk this week, and I appreciate how patient Administrator Catlett is with how much I harangue him sometimes. He gets text and call just a lot from me as I'm trying to problem solve concerns from community members or respond to community questions, even when he's so busy on a day like board meeting day. But you know, we have people without support that die in the community. The weather outside is significant. It poses a risk to digits, limbs, and lives, is how I've heard it stated. And I'm thankful to all of the collaboration that occurs. And I want community to know sometimes it is hard to disseminate all of the dialogues that occur, but we have deep collaboration that occurs between city and county resources, nonprofits that provide services. We're monitoring utilization and capacity to address the issues for the safety of folks who are unhoused. We have volunteers and churches and community members that step up. We have law enforcement officials that are there to help to provide transport. We had Life EMS step up and help get people transported to emergency hoteling venture that launched by volunteers this week. That is a tremendous effort, and it always looks like not enough because suffering still exists in the community, but those are broad systemic issues that we will not wave any magic wand and cause to disappear. We continue to have to deal with the outcomes of systems that are not serving both our local community, our state, and our nation. And so we have to think strategically and systematically about what our values are and how we reinforce systems that then become more humane. So I look forward to additional dialogue with administrator and emergency management. We've got to problem solve how to be more nimble and responsive in a crisis with resources. And I think we've had some additional dialogue about how we can work together to do that, just as an example. So I want the committee to know I'm grateful to them that work continues. And I also appreciate what again was accomplished tonight. With that, Vice Chair.
Yeah, I'd like to ditto the comments that the chair made and add one more. Thank you to you. You are worked tirelessly. Not only you're calling Kevin, Dr. Catlin, you're calling me. I know you're calling other commissioners. You don't stop, and I think that's a testament to your leadership, and I really appreciate it, Chair Straps. Also, I promised Tammy that this meeting would go to 8 o'clock, so I'm going to talk for 30 minutes. No, just joking. But I really appreciate this board and what we were able to accomplish, is specifically that we always show that our focus is employees. They are our most valuable asset. And if we're going to achieve the next level of governance and be the extraordinary governance that we want to be in Kalamazoo County, we have to understand that the most valuable asset we have are our people, because they're the frontline workers. They're the ones that are working the front desks or up in the street in a squad car or in equalization or anywhere else. They're the ones that communicate with the public the most. And I greatly appreciate all of our employees that work here in Kalamazoo County. And I appreciate this board for appreciating them. And Gigi, it's time for bed.
Thank you for that, Vice Chair. Kind of you, Vice Chair Pro Tem.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Vice Chair. Yes, our employees are the backbone of our governmental part. Our employees or our citizens are what we're here to serve. And I think this board does show that we are working diligently to serve our citizens, support our employees, make Kalamazoo a great place to live, work, and play. Got it in, Dale. But overall, we need to keep in mind our men and women who protect us from abroad, our military, our men and women out there in the police cars, fire trucks, ambulances that serve our citizens on a daily basis. All of our employees that work hard to make Kalamazoo's government work, to make our people safe. The main function of government is for safety, whether it's police and fire, whether it's our DPWs that are out plowing the streets, our road commission, whether it's our people working in the water and sewer that make sure we got healthy water and sewer in our health department, making sure that we're staying healthy. We need to see those folks and thank them for their hard work and their dedication to keeping the people safe and making our community the kind of place people want to come and live, work, and play. Thank you.
Yeah, I got it in twice. We're gonna see it. Get demerit points in a minute. Watch out.
Gold star.
Let's go to Administrator again. Thank you. I get so excited sometimes. Thank you, Administrator.
I appreciate that, Chair, Vice Chair Pro Tem, Commissioners, audience. Wanted to share several updates, most of them around emergency management and weather impacts that were going to be that are impending. One, so the county obviously has its own emergency operations center, emergency management team, but we've been partnering with the city. They have a lot of significant needs and they're attending to a lot of issues. So the Kalamazoo City Emergency Management Team partially activated their Emergency Operations Center, and which we have been responding with them to weather that was over the weekend and yesterday and today, and then obviously moving into this weekend. And so coordination efforts remain effective and ongoing. We've been working very closely with the city to ensure situational awareness is provided to the board and operational readiness is successful. Coordination with continuum of care and other partners is underway to ensure shelter capacity data is accurate and that resources are mobilized efficiently when requested. Outreach facilitated through members of the board has enabled timely identification and deployment of resources in areas of need. As Chair Strebs has certainly reached out, and we appreciate it. As you know, yesterday was a county holiday, but emergency management, sheriff's office, other public safety, roads, public works, we holidays don't mean a thing to us a lot of times. We're still working, so we were able to actually coordinate with the sheriff's office when they reached out to emergency management yesterday. There was, if you didn't know, there was a small pile up, and I wouldn't say small. I think any pile up is significant, and they requested a resource to have a mobile warming center for folks that were stranded on the road, and so that they could be reunited with family and such. And we were able to coordinate with Metro Transit to have a bus go out to D Avenue Park and Ride to stage out there to have folks sit in there. And so just a partnership between the sheriff's office that we have with emergency management to coordinate activities when in times of need. We also, as Chair mentioned, we're able to work with a grassroots entity and hopefully, and it just provides another strengths of our partnerships that we have with connection between board members, the community, and the emergency management. We're able to connect them with Life EMS to transport folks to a warming shelter for the night. And, that was a testament to emergency management connections and coordination. And so we appreciate that outreach on behalf of that organization. And Life EMS was very willing to do it. They'll charge us, but I don't think it'll be much, and we definitely own that. There are weather impacts, and that I'd like to share some public safety impacts, weather outlook for tomorrow. As you know, we're expecting, or as you may know, we're expecting 4 to 7 inches of snow. So that's going to tie up a lot of public safety resources. It'll also tie up a lot of public works resources. We did receive 2 things. One, update from the Road Commission of Kalamazoo County. They're indicating that for the most part, roads are passable in the townships and on the county roads. The city, however, of Kalamazoo, so I'll be very specific, they just issued a press release recommending that folks stay off of city roads so that they can keep up with clearing them. They're just they've fallen behind, and so they're recommending that folks, if they're able to stay home, stay off the road so that they can clear them more effectively. So we do anticipate that travel impacts are expected, particularly during the morning commute. So that weather will start up here sometime tonight and continue through the morning. So be prepared for that. Bitter cold temperatures are also expected towards the end of the week, and so a little bit colder actually than what we even just experienced. I believe Saturday is they're forecasting about -15. That's without the wind chill. So definitely keep that in mind. The city, again, is coordinating a lot of efforts in terms of City of Kalamazoo, and we're also working with other community partners, other municipalities, townships, to ensure that they have the tools that they need to address impacts that are coming our way. Additionally, Animal Services is coordinating a public information campaign in consultation with our public information officer in partnership with public health as well to educate residents on protecting pets during extreme cold. And so that communication is ongoing and forthcoming, and that's an outreach that was conducted actually by Commissioner Morales. So we appreciate your input on that. Additionally, with regard to emergency management, we are, and really it's not, I say we, but really it's Brandy and Casey. They're conducting a training for elected officials on emergency management. And so you don't have to tell me now, but at the end of the meeting, or just shoot me an email. We just like to know what days and times work best for folks, so that way they can kind of coordinate in actual training. It'll be about 2 hours total, and that includes questions and that kind of thing. More of an engaging process. But then if we need to do a one-off, just an individual training, they're more than happy to do that too. But it's good to have everyone in the room So just definitely follow up with me, and I'll send an email too, just to follow up with folks to see what days and times generally work better, so we can coordinate some different meeting times and training times for you. Wanted to update you on the Hope Through Navigation Winter Solutions Agreement. We continue to work on that. We just, I believe, actually in this meeting, as I was sitting here, Gwendolyn Hooker, the executive director of Hope Through Navigation, emailed and said that she's actually all set with the language in the actual contract. So we'll be finalizing that internally, and then reach out to Chair Streps to sign that so we can get funds out the door so that project can get started up. We are planning the Kalamazoo Day at the Capitol for January 28th next week. And so if you are interested in going to that, we'd like to try to carpool. We don't have to carpool, but if we can coordinate that and that's something you're interested in, I just need to know so that way we can ensure enough vehicles are available. That's July 28th. The first meeting starts around 10. So I would expect, weather dependent, we could leave at like, 8:45 or so. But if the weather is bad or there's snow and that kind of thing, we'd want to leave a little earlier. So as time kind of gets closer, we can discuss. But if you're interested in that, I have all board leadership interested, so 3 folks right now total from the commission. But if you're interested, just let me know. We're happy to coordinate travel. You're more than welcome to travel on your own though too. That's not a big deal. So it's not mandatory to travel with. The day should end at about 4, so to be anywhere between 8 to 4 that day, which actually complicates outing that I was supposed to be with my office for, and I had to change that date, which is fine. So nonetheless, that's the news there. So I'll reach out again, and if you're interested, just let us know. And then lastly, I just wanted to inform the board that I've been appointed as a trustee on the community foundation. So Kalamazoo Community Foundation appointed me as a trustee on their board. And so that's a 6-year term, and look forward to continuing our collaboration, partnership, and collective progress in the community. That's all I have, Chair. Thank you.
Congratulations, Administrator. Excellent. Of course, yes, if you have a question for Administrator, please.
Yes, if we carpool, will we sing show tunes on the way up?
So the vehicles, all of our vehicles are actually equipped with Apple CarPlay, so we can play whatever we need to play to sing along. Absolutely.
Any others? All right, thank you for the updates, Administrator. All right. Commissioner Ray, would you like to start us off? Got nothing? Commissioner Wheeler.
Thank you, Chair. I'll keep up the spirit of updating all of you about the committees that I sit on. Start with Discover Kalamazoo. I know we heard from Jane today about the little hiccup they had with the Zoning Board of Appeals. There was some really robust discussion at that meeting, and it went very late. I think we all walked out of there about 10:30. So one of their variances was denied, but as Director Ghosh said, that they have options, they're exploring everything, and they are committed to that project, which is fantastic. It's going to be great for our community. I also sit on the Public Arts Commission, and I know that they are looking to come visit us and give us a presentation here soon. I know we don't hear from them very often, but excited to share what we actually do with all of you. And then lastly, I have been appointed recently to ISK, as you all know, and had my first meeting with leadership there to kind of strategize, as you all know, the challenges that ISK are facing, and look forward to continuing to work with them on everything that comes our way. So other than that, stay safe, stay warm as much as you can, and thank you for everything.
Commissioner Morales.
Thank you, Chair. So first, thanks for the warm welcome back. I appreciate everybody who reached out in December and sent me something nice as I was recovering from surgery. I also would like to, we have an MLK celebration at Kalamazoo Valley on January 28th. We have some extraordinary people who are going to be recognized. You can go to our website and register. We have 7 folks: Doreen Gardner, Ken Greshik, Sean Harris, Ebony and Dontre Hemfield, the Honorable Stephanie Hoffman, and C. Mall. So very excited for those folks. After immediately following that will be the grand opening of the KB Circle Market. I know some of you are aware of what we're doing at Kalamazoo Valley. Want to again shout out our partnerships with Kalamazoo County Health and Human Services, who have been keeping us afloat with health and hygiene products such as toothpaste, deodorant, cleaning gear, first aid kits, just everything you could think of. We also have some other community partners like Care Collective and United Way. To date, we have purchased over 15,000 pounds of food and distributed most of that out to our students. It's free of charge. So they can come in once a week and shop. I'd love to have you all there. I'll make sure I send an email to the administrator to invite you all, but that will be on January 28th, immediately following the MLK celebration. Great work this week. I mean, I don't think ever I've received so many emails from emergency management. So shout out to emergency management with the updates. I know there's been some hiccups, a little misinformation, but it looks like, you know, we've covered some areas. We have some feisty community advocates that I think don't fully understand the scope of what we can do and what we cannot do. But I am happy that we were able to all come together as a county and our different entities to make sure that the unhoused had somewhere safe to get warm and stay the night. I mean, 218 beds is a lot. What did it go to 242 or something? I can't remember. Anyway, more work to do on that. And then administrator, thank you to you and your team. Great work. And then I will shout out our special services and our law enforcement with these pileups that have been on the highway. I mean, was it a 100-car crash? Just being out there, highway shut down for hours. You know, their safety is at risk as well. So thank you all, and that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Commissioner Mazur. Commissioner Kistler.
Yes, I have a few things. First of all, welcome back, Montees. Good to see you where you belong. I'll disagree with you a lot, but it's good to see you.
Too much.
Well, and I'm going to mention the next 4 Kalamazoo Citizens for Responsible Government meetings. Usually I'm 2 weeks away from the next one, still hunting for a speaker. I got them lined up for 4 months now. February 9th will be Brian Long, an economist at Grand Valley State. He always gives us a retrospective of what happened last year and what we should anticipate economically next year. In March, Jeff Sorensen, most of you know him, he's the supervisor for Cooper Township. And it dawned on me at some point that we haven't had a township supervisor speak to my group for, I'm guessing, 4 or 5 years. It probably even predates COVID. And that makes a big assumption that people, even if they live in a township, which more than half the people in the county do, that they know what in the world the township supervisor's job is. So Jeff's going to enlighten us on that. April 13th will be one we won't want to miss. I don't think this will be resolved yet, but the battery energy storage systems, BESS, is going to be a subject of discussion, as well as data centers. That seems to be a hot item all the way around the county. And it's Derek Knopfs from Consumers Energy is going to make the presentation, or bring people in that maybe know more about it than he does. So battery storage and data centers. And then on 11 of May, I would have sworn I asked him to speak 2-3 years ago. He assures me that's not the case. We're going to have our illustrious county administrator address my group and tell us what's what for the county of Kalamazoo. And I apologize profusely for letting you fall through the crack. Sorry. That's it for me. Wow.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah, it is.
Commissioner DeLue.
Well, as you've noticed, I've said nothing all night, so why start now?
Hepler doubled
All
up.
right.
You got yours.
Well, there's a way to end it. With that, we are adjourned.
Man, this was a rap battle.
Down to 9 degrees.